The nighttime forest was quiet, but it was not still. A soft blue glow leaked from the bark of the trees, thin like cracks in cooled glass. Their trunks were dark and smooth, almost like obsidian, and every now and then a faint spark crawled along the surface and slipped down into the soil. The ground had a glassy texture, each step giving a subtle crunch, as if they were walking on something half frozen, half charged. The air hummed, a low vibration that made metal react. A thin mist hung between the roots, drifting close to the ground like it was following the current instead of the wind. Elysia, still upset about the food being wasted, said, "I wonder if it's possible for us to return to Ivy for more food. I still feel hungry." Astria shot Magma a look that told him not to say anything. The second Gardock heard Ivy's name, his face brightened. Just a small shift, but Elysia noticed immediately. She eyed him. "Why do you look so happy when I called her name?" Gardock didn't hide a thing. "Because I like her energy. My spirit took to her. And honestly, a woman who can cook is a blessing." Astria leaned in, smirking. "I wasn't gonna say anything Elysia, but the food he give you, it was bigger than ours." I peeked in his box. That was his eat and leave box. Elysia paused, then shrugged. "I was hungry, so I'm not complaining. But that does tell me something was happening while we were dealing with the Aki monster." She stepped closer. "So, what exactly happened?" Before he could answer, Magma waved her off. "Leave the man alone. Cockroach has no business in a foals fight." Gardock exhaled. "I just liked her. Her vibe. The way she talked. I regret not asking where her restaurant's gonna be or what she calling it." Then he froze, his hand brushing his chin. "Hold on. Something feels off." Astria looked around. "What?" Gardock touched the metal again. "My chain is buzzing." Elysia stiffened. "Already? We haven't even gone that far." The air shifted, hair rising, the breeze carrying a faint static prickle. Gardock narrowed his eyes at the path ahead. "We'll talk about Ivy later. Something's changing in this forest." Elysia pointed at him while backing away. "No, we're coming back to that. Don't think you're getting away." But everyone's attention was already locked on the tension ticking in the air. As they moved deeper, the air grew heavier, charged. The blue light in the trees pressed against their skin like humidity made of static. Gardock's chain lifted off his chest. Elysia's dollar sign swayed, tapping her sternum. Astria's necklace tightened, the links pulling toward the deeper woods. Even her thin hoops began to hum. Magma got it worst. The golden spear tip vibrating with an electric whine. Every step made the soil crackle, the trees around them straining inward, bark splitting with glowing veins crawling upward like wires. The mist tightened, drawn toward the point deeper in the woods. A low vibration rolled under their feet through the glassy soil. Gardock stopped first, shield lifting slightly. "That is not wind. Something big coming." The forest reacted before they could. Blue veins brightened at once, pulsing up the obsidian trunks like warnings. The mist snapped forward toward a clearing. For one strange second, all the trees leaned the same direction, like they knew what was waking up. Then they heard it. Not a stomp, not a rumble. A clean, sharp crack, like brittle glass breaking the sides of a house. Crack! The soil fractured. Crack! The air trembled. Each footstep spread hairline fractures that glowed blue before sealing again. Chains lifted. Necklaces hummed. The ground flickered. Magma's spear buzzed, but he planted it deeper into the soil. The creature revealed itself in flashes. The forest wasn't afraid of it. It reacted to it. Something old, something it had grown around instead of against. Its body was rounded and shifting, made of dense electricity trying to hold shape. Arcs slipped across its surface and sank into the ground, brightening old cracks. Each spark it absorbed dimmed the forest slightly, like it was drinking the leak. Astria whispered, "That's not natural." Gardock tightened behind his shield. "It's looking right where we fought earlier." The creature's eye brightened, sharp and focused, like it sensed the leak Tenito's bullets left behind. Elysia squinted at the glowing sphere like she was sizing up a pot of stew. "I know hungry when I see it. that thing belly bubbling louder than mine. If you come to us, dog, eat our supper. Astria didn't look away. Gardoc's right. We touch it and we're dead twice. Magma rolled his shoulders, spear braced. Dead twice? Man, please. Me bet if we rush it before it charge up. A voice cut him off. Don't even think about that. 4 figures emerged from the trees. Slow, deliberate, practiced. Insulated suits, copper-lined fabric, thick gloves, face shields, heavy boots with grounding plates. Each carried a long voltage rod built to tame something, not fight it. The lead technician planted his thunder rocket rod into the soil with a solid crack. You can't fight that thing? One wrong move and you'll fry yourselves? He pointed sharply at Magma. And worse, you'll disrupt the absorption cycle. You'd black out Kingstun for sheer stupidity. Another technician adjusted her grounding pack as sparks hopped harmlessly off it. That creature isn't a monster. It's part of the forest. If it's wandering, something disturbed the flow, and you're about to make everything worse. The creature pulsed, brightening, sensing its handlers. Gardock lowered his shield. Astria exhaled. Elysia stepped back. Magma sucked his teeth. Alright, fine, but I still believe I could take it. The technicians groaned in unison. They moved with the experience of people who had done this too many times. The lead tech stepped past the 4 and drove his rod into the ground. The plates flickered alive, pulling thin threads of blue current. The creature reacted instantly. Its shell rippled, arcs bending toward the rod. A soft pool formed, gentle, steady, like a goat following a tightening rope. That's right, follow the drain, the lead tech murmured. Another planted a second rod ahead. It crackled to life. The creature drifted toward it. These rods guide it, the tech said. Just enough draw to steer the charge. Magma blinked. So, you're pulling it? Like a rope on a goat, the tech finished. Exactly. Only this goat explodes if you drag too hard. The creature moved again, slow and heavy, arcs drooping like it followed a scent. All of Kingstun depends on this thing getting home, another tech said, planting a third rod. If it wanders too long, it'll push past capacity and... well, he gave them a look that implied nuclear lightning tantrum. The 4th rod lit up. The creature followed. Gardock eased. Astria exhaled again. Elysia relaxed. Magma folded his arms like it was nothing. The lead tech pointed at them. It's hungry, but not for you. Something leaked power into this forest and it chased the scent. We're guiding it back. He tapped the rod as the creature drifted past. It moved slowly, each step cracking the soil, glowing, then dimming. The technicians kept a rhythm. Plant, pull, move. The hum deepened. Mist parted around the creature. One technician jerked his head. Come, since you're this close, might as well see the rest. Gardock eyed the sphere. We safe walking behind it? You're safer with us than alone, the lead tech said. Stay back. If it surges, don't touch the ground with bare hands. Astria muttered, comforting. They followed. The giant creature drifted forward, rod pull, like a glowing cow being led home. Soil cracked softly under it, glowing then fading. Mist curled around its sides. Elysia watched it wobble. So that's how Kingstun stays powered. Part of it, a tech said. This one handles the overflow at night. And it just comes back to you? Gardock asked. It comes back to dinner, the tech replied. The trees thinned. The blue glow faded behind them, replaced by a deeper hum. Then the forest broke open. The creature was led toward Kingstun, guided on invisible reins. Static thickened until glassy soil shifted to pavement and the city outskirts appeared. The 4 stopped at the ridge. Kingstun was silent. Not dead, not abandoned, just waiting. Shuttered windows, sealed storefronts, dark balconies, empty roads. The whole city looked like it had inhaled and forgotten how to breathe out. Above it, the sky churned. Violet sheets, green streaks, curling blue light like northern lights dragged across the Caribbean. Lightning threaded sideways across the layers. Astria whispered, "This is beautiful." Elysia hugged herself. "This is not normal beautiful." Gardock stared ahead, shield half raised. Magma grinned. fueled by madness. At the first intersection, the technician stopped. The creature drifted beside them, swelling brighter, arcs crawling like lit veins. It let out a soft, warbling pulse. A warning speaker cracked over the streets. Lightman working on the transformer. Stay grounded. Remain indoors until the all clear tone. Lightning bent. Arcs curved toward the creature like filings to a magnet. A long tremble passed through the air, and then the sky cracked open in white. The transformer inhaled. The air tightened. Their claws tugged toward the creature. Streetlights flickered. The first bolt struck sideways, slamming into the creature with the sound of a glass shattering inside a cathedral. The sphere ballooned, brightening violently. Then another, and another. Dozens. Scars. Lightning streamed into the creature in perfect, unwavering lines, like the sky was feeding it directly. Elysia whispered, "It's eating." The technicians planted their rods, grounding the excess charge. Boots sparked against the pavement. They stood like tired priests at an altar. Magma squinted at the towering sphere. "It's like watching a giant storm breathe." Gardak shook his head. "It's bigger than a storm." Astria finished. "It looks like an ecosystem." A final bolt cracked across the sky, a screaming ribbon of light, and the creature swelled, pulsed, then dimmed to a steady glow. Satisfied, full, the technicians lifted their rods. "Him belly full. Stand by for relocation." Across the city, one soft chime rang, the all clear. Lights flickered back on. Doors unlocked. Somewhere, someone laughed in relief. Kingstun exhaled, and the four finally understood. This was not a monster. It was part of the heartbeat of the city. The creature paused in the clearing, its eye flickering once like it was thinking. Then its whole round body sagged, light dimming, arcs dropping low. A ripple passed through its shell. A yawn. Not loud, just a soft rising sound like static stretching itself before settling again. Thin threads of electricity drifted into the mist and faded. Astria blinked. Did it just yawn? Elysia nodded slowly. That's a tired belly if I ever see one. The creature turned, not toward the four, but toward the deeper forest. Its arcs drooped like wet cloth, and it waddled forward on sluggish pulses. Each step cracked the glassy soil, softer now, almost gentle. The technician didn't command it. They didn't shout or direct. They simply walked behind it, steady, practiced, boots crunching on glass. Their thunder rocket rods glowed faintly, more like lanterns than tools. The lead technician murmured, "There you go, friend. Home time." The creature moved like it knew the way. The forest made space for it. Trees leaned aside. Mist curled around it. Roots lit up one after another, creating a quiet trail welcoming it back. Gardak lowered his shield. Astria exhaled. Elysia's shoulders dropped. Magma kept watching, silent, the joke drying on his tongue. The creature wobbled another step, then reached a shallow dip in the clearing. Blue mahor roots waited there, thick ridges rising just enough above the ground to cradle it. The roots glowed faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat, waiting for a returning pulse. The creature curled into the space naturally, no force, no guidance, just instinct. Its arcs spread across the wood, settling like threads of light. A soft crackle passed through the clearing, calm, steady, rhythmic. It breathed out again, a small fading yawn, and then it stilled. The lead technician nodded. That's it. When it's tired, it comes home. We're just here to make sure nothing distracts it or scares it off its routine. Another technician adjusted her grounding pack. If it reaches this spot safe, the whole city sleeps safe. The creature's glow flickered gently, sinking with the blue maho root like a baby curled at its mother's side. Astria whispered, "It really is? Gentle?" "Until it's not," a technician replied. "So let's give it space." That was when the four finally saw it. A root, not a tangle, not a cluster. A single root of the blue maho, thick as a city block, rising from the ground like the curved spine of something ancient sleeping beneath the island. It arched across the clearing in a slow, powerful sweep, smooth and dark, carved with deep grooves like rivers. Faint blue light pulsed under the bark, slow, steady, each glow spreading like a giant's breath. Even rooted to the earth, it felt alive. It felt awake. Magma's expression dropped for the first time that night. Gardock kept watch cautiously. Astria said nothing. Elysia stared in awe. Only the root was visible, and even that was too much to comprehend. Everything else, the trunk, the height, the canopy, was far above the clouds, hidden in the electric haze. The creature waddled straight toward it. As soon as it touched the root, the wood shifted, subtle but massive. The glow inside the bark brightened, slow ripples crawling through the grooves like a heartbeat adjusting to a returning pulse. The creature curled into a hollow big enough to shade a house. Sparks sank into the wood like water soaking into dry soil. The root began absorbing the electricity. Not quickly, not violently, just steadily, like it had done long before Kingstun existed. The clearing dimmed as the blue maho drank in the charge, its massive form throbbing with an ancient rhythm. The technicians stopped a respectful distance away and lowered their rods. The lead technician stepped closer to the fore, voice low. "It comes here to let go of whatever builds up," he said. "After it eats, the charge piles inside its body. This spot drains it. Like digestion, maybe. We honestly don't know." The blue maho pulsed again, a deep, soundless pressure rolling through the clearing. "We don't even know what this root really is," he admitted. "We tried studying it. Instruments melt, sensors shut off, people get headaches, and if we push too close..." He gestured to a dark patch in the soil where the glass looked warped by old heat. "It reacts. Violently. So now we just guide the creature here and let the root do whatever it's doing. City runs fine. Nobody dies. And we keep our distance." The creature curled tighter into the hollow, arcs feeding into the wood like water soaking into bark. The technician exhaled. "As long as it comes home, Kingstun keeps its lights." The creature finally settled, light dimming, arc softening, until it was still. A faint crackle faded into silence. The forest relaxed first. Gardock kept watching. Astria let out a long-held breath. Elysia sat on the glassy soil without caring. Magma leaned back against a tree and exhaled. Nobody spoke. Then, together, they all let out a long, shaky sigh. The technicians did the same. One dropped onto a stump. Another removed her helmet, wiping her forehead. The lead tech stared at the creature like he couldn't believe it finally behaved. "All right," he said, tired but relieved. "Job well done. Nerve shot clean, but job well done." He looked at the four. "You nearly gave us a heart attack, you know that?" Magma shrugged. "We didn't touch it." "That was the only good decision you made all night," the technician spat. Another technician stretched until her suit crackled. "Shift done, heart still racing. And after dealing with this thing," she jerked her thumb at the creature, "we need a drink." The lead tech nodded toward the faint glow of Kingstun through the mist. "Come with us. First round on XPS. Bars still open. Rum, stout. Anything stronger than our nerves right now." Gardock glanced at the creature, then toward the city. "You sure it's safe?" The technicians answered together, tired and honest. "It's asleep. That's the safest it ever gets." Astria stood, brushing soil off her dress. "Well, after all that, I'm not saying no." Elysia stood too, patting her stomach. "If there's food, I'm going." Magma cracked his neck. "I'm coming. I earned something strong." Gardock nodded and followed. The technicians led the way out of the clearing, boots crunching softly, while the sleeping creature glowed behind them, curled at the base of a root too big to understand. The forest hummed low, like it was tucking the creature in, and the four walked toward Kingstun, finally allowed to breathe.